Lewis, a loss last time out. How do you reflect on the game?
Yeah, look, I thought it was really disappointing first half. We come away from the plan that we'd set out in terms of what we were doing in training going into the game. But also you have to respect that Gateshead are a team that obviously are in the playoffs and fighting for trying to make sure that they solidify that position up there. I thought we were much better second half. I think if anything, a rubber, the bouncer or the ball or a little header from a corner goes in, we come away with a point, and everyone looks at it a little bit differently. But on the flip side of it, we've got to be ready for our game tomorrow.
Speaking of the game tomorrow, obviously with it being Hartlepool, how do you assess them as an opponent?
Look, they've obviously had a good run of form in recent games. Before that, they obviously went through a little bit of a different run of form. But the big thing is making sure that we go into it with full confidence and understanding that we've come off the back of going to Halifax away, going to Sutton and playing Maidenhead, which was another massive game, and we definitely turned up in that game. We've got to do the same again tomorrow. Look, we've got 5 games, and they're going to be real tough, and we know how big they are for everyone, whether that's the future of myself or the players or the future of the club itself in terms of the league. So we need to make sure that we're ready and right at it from the first minute.
You mentioned the final 5 games, 3 of them are at home. Just how important is that?
Listen, every game's important. It doesn't matter about the 3 that are at home. Those 5 games are the running that we've got. We know sort of that we need to get points. How many points we can get, we're going to be going for all 15. If we drop below that, then we know that we have to make sure that we go and pick up the next ones. But it all starts tomorrow. We're going to be going after 3 points and making sure that we try and put Hartlepool on the back foot, which is going to be no mean feat. They've got some really good players in all different areas of their team. And like I say, they're coming off the back of 3 wins. But on the flip side of it, we're coming off of 2 wins, a draw and a loss. So we're not in terrible form, but we also know that we can do better, and the team that I've got at my disposal, I know that they can definitely do better than we have done.
And finally, just to touch on the fans, how important will the atmosphere at Victoria Road be tomorrow?
Yeah, massive. Look, I understood it last week when we turned up at Maidenhead and there was a little bit of fear and a little bit of trepidation around the game, but actually the fans got us right over that line and made sure that we saw it through. And we need them. We need them as much as they need us, and as long as they can stick together and keep pushing the players, they're a massive help. They're like the 12th man for us, especially when they're onside and they're completely buoyant and going. And listen, I understand it's been tough this season because of the results and finding ourselves in brilliant positions and then fading away. But actually, in terms of the fan support, it's been magnificent all the way through, and hopefully we can get that right until the end of this season.